Barry the Beaver. What's up, buddy? I'm tired of looking at you. Oh, well then, just look that way then. There you go.
You might recall from part 3 of our road trip that we stayed the night in the Heceta Head Bed and Breakfast of Oregon. We loaded up the car, said goodbye to the most beautiful beach, and then we went back into the bed and breakfast for our 7-course breakfast. Right down the road was a sea lion cave, so we had to say hi. Then we drove down the coast a bit further to tour the Umpqua River Lighthouse. It was there that we decided that going down to Crescent City was just going to be too much for us, so we had one last glorious seafood feast on the coast. Our trip so far had taken us from Colorado to the ghost towns of Montana, to the rainforests of Washington, and now to the lighthouses along the Oregon coast. We had cut out about a quarter of the trip, like going all the way to Crescent City, because frankly, it was all becoming a blur. Now it was time to head east. Although we've ridden in a plane, a train, a boat, and an automobile, I am still jonesing for a motorcycle ride. It looks like Portland has a Royal Enfield dealer. I've never ridden one. Maybe we will just buy it because they are really cheap, and I'll ride it home. Well, it turns out the Royal Enfield dealer is also a Harley-Davidson dealer. There should be something here I could buy. What a souvenir, right? Go home on a new motorcycle. There's room in the garage for one more. Well, I was told there was nothing I could test ride. I get it. It seems to be a high-crime city, and I'm from out of state. I mentioned, though, that I might buy something to ride home. The salesman just stood there silently as I stared at a bike. Salesmanship has changed so much. I would have said, well, the Royal Enfield might not be the best choice for long, high-speed highway miles, but how about this red Harley-Davidson Sportster? I would have bought the Sportster with how much I missed the red one that I had that was just like it. It all felt awkward to me, so I just left. So we gladly left Portland behind us. We had gotten the truck's oil change there, so at least we had accomplished something in Portland. But as it turns out, we were leaking oil all the way home. The tech didn't install the right washer on the plug. We traveled the historic Columbia River Highway and adored the Vista House, the view of the Columbian River, and when we occasionally could find parking, we enjoyed the Littoral Falls and the Multnomah Falls. We made it that night to a hotel in Ontario, Oregon, and looked forward to the next day. Gwen's favorite YouTube show is called Garden Answers, and it is filmed in Ontario. Laura and her husband Aaron and their cat Russell film a series about gardening, which happens to be Gwen's passion. Laura's parents own a seed company and a garden center there, so we just had to stop in. Now, although we didn't get to run into Laura, Gwen did get to meet Laura's mom, Susan. I bought Gwen this statue for her garden there. Happy anniversary. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Or at least I was. We stopped at another motorcycle dealer. This one is Edge Performance Sports. When I told them what we were up to, mainly wanting to get a ride around the block for the show, they went completely out of their way to make us feel at home. It appears that their shop is quite equipped with everything from t-shirts, clothing, helmets, boots, tires. I haven't even seen the whole shop yet, but it's an impressive place. They only had a few bikes left due to the pandemic bringing most production lines to a halt, and they gave me the best one to ride around Ontario, Oregon with. I'll review the Suzuki V-Strom 1050 later, but Toby, Kelly, and the rest of the crew were very wonderful people, and Toby took me on a tour of the area around Ontario. So I'm at the end of my Riding with Marshall vacation. It's not really about riding with Marshall, it's actually about our 30th anniversary with my wife, but she's very loving and kind and realizes that it's been numerous days since I've ridden, and I think I'm going through withdrawal in the DTs. I mean, you can see my hand here. Oh wait, this is my clutch hand. So yeah, I need to be doing a little bit of riding, and I have found a dealership that is willing to take me for a little ride through Ontario, Oregon, and I will be riding this today. Suzuki V-Strom 1050. A big, very capable dual sport motorcycle, and we'll talk more about it later, but first I'm going to get my helmet on in the cool of the morning because we're going to hit 100 today, I'm sure of it. Ah, I have the feeling of power in my hands again. The Suzuki V-Strom 1050 is a 1037cc dual overhead cam V-twin. I said V-twin, which explains why it sounds just like a Harley-Davidson Pan America to my ears. The clutch pull was normal, although the friction zone is out in the middle of this bike. The gearing and shift points were right where... Hey, wait a minute. This isn't the review. That's coming next. Just look around for a bit. Get a feel for this place, because you are finally riding with Marshall on a motorcycle again. In fact, let's just put on some music. The weather's nice right now.
Perfect.
A true sign of Oregon back there, an onion in the road.
Yeah. It's during harvest time. It's almost like a sapple by the time you get home.
So Ontario took longer than we planned, but longer in a good way. I needed this. Just some time cruising on two wheels, some time getting to know a place, and maybe making some new friends. I teased Gwen about buying the bike, but I will get a DCT Dual Sport when I get one at all. So with riding finally accomplished... But wait! There's more!
Okay, we were in a Polaris Razor 1000 XP. Let's see if I can wreck it. Look, I picked up a lovely lady. These things just attract women like flies, I've heard.
Okay, I'm ready. I don't have a helmet on, so. Please don't tip me. I don't have a helmet on. That was my keys falling on the floor.
It's alright.
Good enough.
So really wishing we could stay longer, but we still had to get to Shoshone Falls. It had very little traffic leading up to it for some reason. Perhaps because it was mostly dry. Originally, we were going to drive to Green River, Wyoming for the night, but we decided to drive straight on through and get home at about 1 a.m. We really missed our cats.
Hey Barry, what's up? You looking kind of mopey, bud. This is Barry the Beaver. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Where's there? Are we home? I want to go home. We're not there yet. Hurry up.